Hello and welcome to Document. In this video, we're going to show you how to set up your template and base to use the generation link document creation method so we can create our documents with the click of a button. So here we have a straightforward base. This will be our demo base. We're going to create an invoice and we have two tables here. We have a linked item in here which looks up some line items. So got this set up, but we're going to show you how to set it all up. And when we click our button, it will create our document for us, like so. Okay, so let's jump in. So first of all, we want to go to our help documentation. Bring that in, and our template. So in here, we've just used the invoice template that's ready within document. We need to map in our fields. We'll show you how to do that in a moment. But we've got our design here already. The documentation for the generation link is in the documentation under Airtable integrations, generation link. And you can follow on through here if you need further help or understanding about how to set up the generation link. But we're going to take you through step by step. So the first thing that you want to do is to go to your document account and go to settings, then to integrations, and you'll need to add in your Airtable API key. So this will allow document to find the right pieces of information within your Airtable to generate the document. So very important that you add this piece here. If you don't know where to find your Airtable API key, you can find it by going to your account, clicking on account, and this is your API key in here. So when you click in here, it will highlight your API key, and then you just copy that and you can paste it into your Airtable third-party integration section here. I've already done mine, so I don't need to do that again. So in our template here, we've got everything nicely set up. We could do some more formatting. We could set up some further looping of sections. So in this section, for example, we are looping through line items to create a line for each line item. So we're not going to cover that in detail on this video, but there's other videos available to learn more about the looping function. So we're going to focus just on the generation link. So if we go back to our base, here we have all the information that's going to appear in our base. So we need to make sure that we match everything up appropriately, and we can do that in a number of ways. So for each variable, we want to double click, copy, and make sure that we're using the right variable. So company name here corresponds exactly to the variable in Airtable. So this one will work just fine, but to create a new one, we would click on new variable, go to Airtable, paste in our field name, and it would give us a tokenized version that we can use in our template. We would simply copy that, double click, paste it in there. And do that for every variable that we see here. So we would just map these up together to make sure we had everything we needed. Then this is a very important part of the process. But because we have a linked item here, which is called demo line items, this is linked to the demo line items table. All right, so all of our individual line items that we want to show in the invoice all live in here, and with various other pieces of information that we want to pull in. So we must ensure that we add this a new field and we must name it in this way. So whichever linked table we're referring to, we need to take the field name of that linked table reference, enter that in, leave a space, and then table underscore ID, capital I, small d. Really important part of the process. We have this as a formula field, and we want to drop in the table reference in here so that it's always available for us. To get this table reference, we would go into our demo line items table, and in our URL, you can see that right here, this is our table reference. Always starts TBL. So you would simply copy that, go back to your generating table where you want to generate the document from, and paste that in this section here in between quotation marks. And then you'll always have that available. The reason that we need to do this is because document needs a little bit of help to know where to look for these linked line items. Because when Airtable sends over the reference, it only sends some record ID information. It doesn't give us any detail. So we need to tell it where to look to say, go and look in this table, and here's all the information that you're looking for. This is a really important step. So we're doing this for one linked record here. But for example, if we had another linked record in here that we wanted to reference in another table, then we would do the same thing. We would add a table ID field, and we would reference the table ID of whichever table that was, and keep going for as long as we need to. Okay, so this is a key part of the generation link. So I think we have everything we need now. We've got a nice button field here, and we've got our attachment field where this is where the document is going to be saved back down to. So let's clear that out for now. And in here, you're familiar with button fields. We need to put in a URL for the formula to work. So how do we do that? So if we go back to our template, we've mapped everything up together and we're ready to roll. So we go to integrations, go to Airtable, generation link, and this is our formula builder. This is going to set up everything that we need. So first of all, we need our table URL, and we're going to save it in here. So if we go back to our Airtable base, you want the URL here for the table which you want to have your button in, okay? Not the line items table, which is extra links information, but in this case, wherever you have your button, that's the URL that you want to grab. So we grab that, copy it, and we can paste it straight in here. You see it generates a formula for us, which is excellent. But there's a couple of other things to set up. So we need to tell it where to save back the file. In this case, our attachment field is called invoice. So we just type in invoice, must be an exact match, case sensitive. We can overwrite attachments, so we'll do that this time. And we want to expand the links. So this is why we need our table ID. We need this table ID piece of information that we added in. So we can expand up to 5 levels deep. In this case, we only have one level to go down, and it will do that by default. But let's just put 1 in for now, just to show that it works. We can set a mode here to either preview, which means it won't save the document down to your attachment field, or active, which means it will override anything, and your template will become active and will start using your generation allowance. So we're just going to leave it for none for now, but you can use either of these as you wish to. Watch ignore data changes. This will be in case somebody clicks the button again to save you regenerating another document that's identical. You can set these paths to watch certain things or to ignore certain things. So in our case, maybe We could put the company name, press enter, and then if the company name changed, we could generate another document. But if it didn't change, then it wouldn't change anything. We're just going to leave that as none for now. So now we have our formula in place. We can copy this, move this out of the way. We go to our button field. And this was our previous one. So we have no formula in here now, but we must have the open formula option. And then we can just paste that in. And it should be everything that we need. And we save that down. Okay. So now we should have our template set up, all of our fields mapped together. We've set up our button and we've set up our field to attach back to. So let's give this a try. All we do is we click on Create Invoice. We wait a moment or two. And there we have it. So this was a version that I did earlier. And as you can see, it's identical, but a different document that's been created. So let's prove one more time that it's working. So let's change the date. Let's change it to today's date of the 15th of the 2nd. Let's create another one. And there we are, 15th of the 2nd. So that is all working nicely now. And we can create all of our documents at the click of a single button using the generation link method. So as always, thank you for watching. Please let us know if you have any questions, and we'll see you in the next video.